Today we're going to talk about the coronavirus vaccine, why you should take it, and when you should feel comfortable to take it.
It's hard to imagine this is how 2020 started. But across the world, dozens were falling ill with a mysterious virus that would ultimately change life as we know it.
Chinese health authorities are still working to identify the virus behind a pneumonia outbreak in the central city of Wuhan.
At least 59 people are believed to have been sickened by the new virus.
Tonight, U.S. airports on high alert, screening passengers for symptoms of a deadly new virus.
Very concerned. Now that you brought it to my attention, I'll stay away from most people wearing masks.
The U.S. didn't confirm its first coronavirus case until January 21st, though we know now it's possible the virus could have been spreading as early as December 2019.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
By the time the White House partially banned travel from China, infection levels start to explode all over the world.
It has been confirmed that there are 2 cases now in England.
Egypt's health ministry has announced a first confirmed case of the COVID-19 in Africa.
The latest Italian health report here says there have been more than 50 new cases overnight.
What is your daily diet like?
This is so good.
What are all of the ingredients of the last meal you ate, right? Let's narrow it down even more. What is your favorite snack, and can you tell me what's in it? If you can't answer that question, but you have hesitation about this vaccine, we got a bigger problem. We need 50% of the people in the country to have the vaccine. That way we can create herd immunity, as in we'll tip the scale. That way the healthy people can outweigh the sick people, and eventually we can eradicate coronavirus. So for those of you who have hesitation about the coronavirus or PTSD from the Tuskegee Experiment, I understand.
The hundreds of men used in research without their knowledge and consent. We remember them and their family members. Men who were poor and African American. Without resources and with few alternatives, they believed they had found hope when they were offered free medical care by the United States Public Health Service. They were betrayed.
Those of you who don't know what the Tuskegee Experiment is, girl, I got you. Come on, sit down. So, the Tuskegee Experiment was where 600 men, black men, let's start there, they all had syphilis, right? And so there was a study done looking for a cure. And so when you do studies, scientific studies, for those of you who don't know, you usually have a control. Like you have one thing that won't change so that you can see whether what you're testing is actually making a difference. So with the Tuskegee Experiment, only 300 of those 600 men actually got treated with some way or another of a cure. The other 300 of those men were told they were getting hope, but they truly weren't. They were the placebo. Now, if you know science, like I know science, then you know science ain't really all that moral. But science has to be that way. So it has to be cut and dry. It has to be black and white because that's how we get results. Unfortunately, I will say. So those people, those scientists, those experimenters, those interns, those whoever you want to call them, they watched 300 men wither away and die. They didn't tell their families, tell their beneficiaries, they didn't tell anyone. They just let them die in their faces under the guise that they were getting quote unquote free health care, which some of them may have reported they never received, and that they were getting the cure, which is just not fair. But I do want to dismantle one thing about the Tuskegee Experiment. Nobody was ever injected with syphilis. I know that's a common thought, that kind of like a rumor that the black people have amongst ourselves, because that's what I was told. But none of them were ever injected with syphilis. They had to test positive for actually having syphilis, and they were told they were going to get either free health care and a cure for what they had. They were going to get treated properly. Unfortunately, they were not. Even though the men who did have it, it's been reported that the treatment that they received didn't really help. Treat the symptoms, it didn't really help treat the problems. So the Tuskegee Experiment was an unmoral and unethical scientific experiment done on black people at the expense of black people. It just makes you feel like black people were lab rats for nothing because they really didn't get a cure out of it. So it's like, what was the point?
What was the reason?
Make me understand, science people, like why did y'all feel so comfortable putting us under the microscope and still not helping us? Like I don't process that, but that's for those of you, that's an updated version of Tuskegee. You ain't gotta read no articles, I did that. You ain't gotta read no books, I did that. That way you now know why some people have hesitation about trusting the government with medicine. The government is trying to give you the mark of the beast. No, I'm a Christian too, baby. I'm here with you, but no, that's not what they're doing. It's a vaccine. The government is trying to track you. No, just like I have this beautiful thing in my hand, they don't have to track me. I do it for them. It's not real. They're just injecting people with empty syringes. No, coronavirus is very real, and we are losing more and more people every day. They haven't told us what's in the vaccine. Do you know what's in the polio vaccine? Do you know what's in the chickenpox vaccine? Do you know what's in the meningitis vaccine? But do you have all of them? Okay. The vaccine makes people sick. You're going to breathe past that, baby. Go back to school. So, for those of you who don't know what a vaccine is, again, I got you. Know this. A vaccine is a micro dose of a virus or a disease put into your body to help your body create a defense system against that virus or disease. They're going to give you like a really, really small version of it, a really weakened version of it, so that your body can say, okay, girl, I know how to whip her ass, now what? I know how to beat her up, now what? What's next? That way when you actually do come into contact with the actual disease and the virus, you already know how to fight it. Your immune system is already built up for it, so there's no need to even worry about it. I don't understand the hesitation about coronavirus when y'all ain't seen polio in 3 decades. I haven't seen, I'm one of the last people I know who's ever had chickenpox. Like me and my mom, my brother and my sister. My cousins don't have chickenpox. That's not a thing. They don't even process chickenpox. He's like, what is he, 7? Chickenpox? What's that? Is that food? Like he doesn't even know. Like I don't get it. So yes, when you do get vaccinated, it does come with some side effects. Again, I did tell you, they're going to inject you with a minor dose, a weakened dose, a minute dosage of the virus or disease, but you're going to still get injected with the disease nonetheless. So there are going to be some side effects, but the side effects should not last very long. Again, let me be very clear, disclaimer, I am not a physician, okay baby?
Were you a doctor of anything? Anything at all?
I do currently hold a PhD in what I don't feel comfortable disclosing.
I would like to be, but I am not a physician, so you do need to consult them when you get this and how you want to go about approaching this. Let me be very clear on that. But the vaccine is nothing to be afraid of whatsoever. A simple article, a simple scientific article, let's be clear on that, will help you understand that. So I want to leave you with this question, just one question I want to leave you with. What is the root of your hesitation on the virus? And did I answer it today? Until then, this is your Daily Dose of Dom. See y'all next time.